Welcome to Lesson 2 in our English Grade 9 series from NAMCOR. Our topic for today is tenses. After watching this lesson, you should be able to use and apply knowledge of grammatical structures at phrases in sentence levels and identify and use different verb tense. In short, this means that you should be able to differentiate between past, present and future tense of the verb, as well as be able to construct sentences using the tenses of the verb correctly. So, let's start with our lesson today. A tense is a grammar term used to indicate whether a sentence is an action in the past, the present or the future. An example of tense is a verb that indicates action is going on now, or a sentence about an action that is taking place now or happening at a specific desirable time. One can say that tenses are a category that expresses time reference with reference to the moment of speaking. Tenses are usually manifested by the use of specific forms of verbs, particularly in their pairs patterns. Tenses are very important in our daily writings as well as speaking. The main tenses found in many languages include the past, present and future. For example, Eugene walks to school, an action happening now, at the moment. Eugene walked to school, an action that happened in the past. Eugene will walk to school, an action that will happen in the future. Having said that, we will be looking at the different types of the past, present and future tense in the next section. Viewers, can you still remember the three different types of tenses? In the previous section of our lesson, we said that the three types of tenses, namely past, present and future tense, are all divided into other different types of categories that we are going to look at them into detail. By looking at the table, you have seen that in three main tenses, namely past, present and future tense, have been divided into 4 different sections, bringing the total groups of tenses to 12. You need to take note of how the verbs change as indicated in red in order to make sure you are using the correct tense. The sentences in blue are an example of how a verb changes from one tense to another. Simple past tense, an action that ended in the past. Painted. He painted yesterday. Simple present tense, an action that is habitual or repeated. Paints, paint. He paints every weekend. Simple future tense, a plan for an action in the future. Will paint. He will paint tomorrow. Past continuous tense, an action that was happening when another action finished. Was, were painting. I was painting when I saw the accident. Present continuous tense, an action in the process of happening now. Am, are, is painting. She is painting now. Future continuous tense, an action that will happen in the future for a length of time. Will be painting. They will be painting when you arrive tomorrow. According to what you have learned from the table, rewrite the following sentences using the requested tense. Number 1. I sing a song for my mother. Simple past tense. Number 2. You were my best friend. Simple present tense. Number 3. I watched a game now. Present continuous tense. In addition, you should take note of the rules that guides every specific group of tenses in order for you to know how to identify and change your tenses successfully without struggling. We have learned so much about the rules for tenses and how to change from one tense to another. With the knowledge you have learned so far in tenses, use the rules to change the following sentence into all 12 groups of tenses. Nelson ate an apple. Norman kicks the ball. Mary went to the shop to buy toiletries. Shall we now recap on what we've learned? In today's lesson, we have learned that the past tense of a verb tells that something already happened. For example, I slept the whole afternoon. The present tense of a verb tells that something is happening now. For example, the food tastes good. The future tense of a verb tells that something will happen in the future. I will go to church soon. Please, viewers, you should always remember the rules for the tenses, as they stand as the biggest guide to your knowledge on tenses. Until next time, keep well.